Welcome back to City Foodie Farm. Today I've got a delicious recipe for you. We are going to be making some chicken enchiladas. And I wanted to share a quick and easy recipe with you. Something that you can make ahead of time and have it ready to pop in the oven, or just something really delicious. These enchiladas are a little spicy, but they have a great flavor. Of course, if you do not like spicy things, you can back off on the jalapeno. The sauce that we're going to be using is a verde sauce, so it's green enchiladas. And they're from a can. Of course, I would love if I could walk out in my garden and grab some tomatillos, but this is really quick and easy. And let me tell you, you will surprise yourself that you're not at a restaurant. So let's go over all of the ingredients. And before we get started, please subscribe, hit the bell, and come back to my channel. I've got so many recipes to share with you. Here is a look at the ingredients we'll be using. We will be using a jalapeno, a couple cloves of garlic, half an onion, cilantro, Monterey Jack cheese, and these cans of green chili enchilada sauce. We'll also need some flour tortillas and olive oil to saute your veggies. And for this recipe, you will need 2 chicken breasts. What I did is I sliced them in half to make them a little bit thinner, seasoned the chicken breasts on both sides with a little bit of salt and pepper. That will give your chicken a really great flavor. Next, you'll want to dice up all of your veggies. Half an onion, jalapeno, taking the seeds out, and 3 cloves of garlic, minced. Now grab a pot or saute pan. Just make sure you have enough room in it. You're going to be adding that green sauce. Drizzle in some olive oil, and you'll want to cook this on medium heat. You'll want to first saute your onions, adding salt and pepper. Next, you'll be adding in your diced jalapeno and your minced garlic, and continue to saute. And now go ahead and add in your chicken breasts. We will be cooking these for a short period of time. I was trying to get a little bit of color on each side. Of course, you probably have to turn up the heat a little bit, being careful that you don't burn your garlic. So add some of that the onions, garlic, and jalapeno mixture. Put it on top so you do not burn it. But you want to get a little bit of color on each side of the chicken breast. Remember, we do not need to cook this completely. We are going to be adding that green enchilada sauce, and the chicken will bubble away and cook that way. After you've seared both sides and They look like they're semi-cooked. This will kind of speed up the cooking process as well. We will be adding in that green sauce. And this green sauce is really going to flavor your chicken. We will also be using this green sauce when we assemble our enchiladas. We'll be dipping the flour tortilla into this green sauce. So this green sauce is really important. We don't want to add anything else to it. While it cooks, you can get your cheese grated. We'll want to cook that green sauce with the chicken for about 30 minutes on the stove on low heat, and just get everything else ready while you're waiting. Look at this. Oh, it's so delicious. Okay, maybe it was medium heat, low to medium. It is bubbling away. This chicken at this point is cooked, and the sauce may have thickened a little bit. We want to remove our chicken, and we're going to be cutting it up into little pieces. Of course, I should be using a meat cutting board, but it wasn't washed and I didn't want to wash it at that point. So just chop it up, and that will be going in your enchilada. This chicken has lots of flavor with that green sauce and seasoning it beforehand. This is going to be really delicious in our enchiladas. So grab your sauce and your flour tortillas. I'm using a glass baking dish for this. You'll want to add a little bit of this sauce on the bottom. And then make sure you have your cheese, your chopped cilantro. You'll want to dip in, submerge your flour tortilla in that sauce. Add some of that chicken. And then add a little bit of cheese. And then lastly, you want to sprinkle on some cilantro. And then roll it up. And then add it to your baking dish. Your hands are going to be a little bit messy, but I promise it's worth it. And then just keep repeating that until you fill your whole baking dish. I haven't tried it, but I feel like you could maybe make these, like I said, make them ahead of time and freeze them. I would love to experiment with that. If anybody does, let me know. Or if you make these and you love them, let me know. I hope you guys make these. My husband, he kept saying, wow, make sure you remember this recipe because it's really good. Make sure whatever's left on that plate, you drizzle that in, and then drizzle in the rest of the sauce. These will bubble away and cook. The whole tortilla will just cook in that sauce with the cheese and the cilantro. It's so yummy. So add on almost all of that cheese. You might have a little bit left over. And it's going to make this so cheesy and so delicious. You'll also be adding on some cilantro on top. That's going to make it look so pretty, and really add flavor. If you haven't tried cilantro, it's one of my favorite things to use when I'm cooking. Look at this. You can really tell that it's submerged in that sauce. You'll want to cook this with a 400-degree oven for 30 minutes. And of course, you'll want to watch the top. We're not putting tinfoil on this. We're just letting it cook. And make sure that you just don't burn the top of it. And if you're not seeing color, turn it up a little bit. Turn it to 425 for the last couple minutes. And now it's the best part. Let it sit for a little bit before you cut into it. But now you can dish up this delicious enchilada. Sprinkle on a little bit of cheese on top. We're using some queso fresco and also some chopped cilantro with a little bit of onion, and then a little squeeze of lime juice. This enchilada is going to surprise you. It is delicious. This is gonna transform your Taco Tuesday. And make some homemade salsa to make it even better. To have some homemade salsa with some chips and this yummy enchilada. Maybe a margarita would make it a little bit better, or some homemade lemonade. Homemade lemonade is one of my favorites. I hope you guys really enjoyed this recipe. I hope you come back to my channel, subscribe, thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy cooking.